Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review for the 6th of June 1987. Rare to have so many of these added lately, but we've added 4 or 5 new ones, taking us up over 200. Butch Reed, Nikolai Volkov, and the Iron Sheik, and Slick as guests on the Snake Pit, featuring update segment, also focusing on the recent grouping of the Islanders with Bobby Heenan and presence from Jack Tunney, in which he announces that DDT would not be banned despite the petition circulated by Jimmy Hart and Honky Tonk Man. Featured a superstar Billy Graham health update, including showing the surgery, which was brutal at the time, just because, seeing blood on TV and his road to recovery, and including closing comments from Ricky Steamboat and the Honky Tonk Man regarding their Intercontinental Championship match the following week, and Outback Jack is also a guest on the Snakes Pit in some places, and that depends what market you're in. Demolition with Mr. Fuji defeat Paul Romer and Jim Powers, not yet referred to as the Young Stallions. They're trying the team out. I think the Stallions' name begins actually probably with the next TV taping or soon thereafter. Demolition is of course managed by Mr. Fuji, and the sinister nature of the team is pretty aggressive here. We can see that Roma and his partner are pretty aggressive at the time in terms of working as a team. Kind of they're both wearing red tights, cut off though by Axe and Smash, and obviously power moves. They send Roma up over the middle rope on the inside, and then there is a clothesline cutoff, and Axe finally gets the pinfall. More purple paint than we normally would see, and they had not necessarily fully come into full vogue with the benefit of the Demolition Decapitator yet. The the update segment is with Craig DeGeorge, who basically lets us know that the Islanders are a new team managed by Bobby Heenan. That's the main focus there. Also, Coco Beware against Tiger Chung Lee is a short, albeit a useful match here. And again, Coco Ware been around for a little less than a year, probably about 9 or so months here, and he's pretty determined about everything that continues there. Coco Ware pinning Tiger Chung Lee in 231 with a missile drop kick. Lots of dancing about basic stuff by Coco. Tiger Chung Lee doing the martial arts thing, and he's gone within a matter of months. I don't even think he enters 1988. If he does, it's only for a few TV tapings here and there. And, that's kind of there. The missile drop kick interchanged with the Gourd Buster as a main move for Coco at this point. And, again, the 231 gets him where he needs to be. Then we move to some event center style promos, which are, they are what they are. They're there to get things going for the local house shows, obviously, and Hulk Hogan is there. He's getting ready for the Wizard as well as Kamala as main opponents for going forward. Also, Jack Tunney, as mentioned earlier, mentioned that he does not care to ban the DDT, despite the, perhaps he insinuates anyway, fraudulent signatures of the Honky Tonk Man and Jimmy Hart and their cohorts. We move to a Kamala match here. Kemshi and Mr. Fuji and Sika are here. Also, Fuji and Kamala kind of transitioning Kamala away from the Wizard a little bit. Kamala, though, doing the house show run with Hogan around this time, maybe give or take a month or two, but that's the idea, and getting him ready. Also doing the tag team thing, giving him something to do post the Hogan run of the summer of that year. Kamala in the ring does a little bit of, or a lot of just power moves, shoulder tackles and the like. Nothing necessarily worth writing home about. And they defeat Don Adams and Steve Aoki 115. Kamala pins Adams with a splash post bout. Kamala goes to the top rope and prepares to hit another splash, which is talked down by Fuji and Kemchi. Then we go to another in the segment. So one thing I will say is we fault wrestling today for overly quick pacing. Wrestling here is just as bad. It's just that the individual segments were A, more entertaining, B, more intelligently written, and C, segments had a nature to them where you could understand, okay, here's the goal of this segment. You could take a standalone segment, put a non-fan in the room, and have half a clue where they were going, or at least a basic idea of what they were trying to accomplish. You can't do that with half the stuff on WWE or AEW these days. Every once in a while they hit something good, but anyway. The King Harley Race talks about, wanting to still get even with the Junkyard Dog. Dog's still here, at least through the summer. Also talks about his eventual run with Hogan and how good it is to be the king. I mean, it's a pretty basic idea and simple stuff. Harley Race, obviously, never really given in the WWF the nature of a full run. As mentioned, we see Superstar Billy Graham trying to climb the hills and kind of using a walker. We see a surgeon. Ken Patera, who's been back for a couple of months, majorly embroiled with some Bobby Heenan feuds. Patera uses power, but even Jimmy Jack Funk, which is his opponent here, hits a power slam on him and then goes to the top rope. Hits a diving fist drop a la Jerry the King Lawler, which actually kind of makes Patera look a little weak, if you ask me. But Patera finally does use power and a bear hug and other full Nelson style maneuvers to get the advantage and finally get the win. Outback Jack in the Snake Pit is on this particular edition, and Outback Jack promises to bring the Down Under up and over to the WWF. Then we move to another in the series of matches, tag matches on tap for whatever reason here in the this edition of the WWF. Tito Santana and Billy Jack Haynes defeat Terry Gibbs and the Radar 143 when Raider submits to Haynes Full Nelson. Of course, Haynes Full Nelson, the main force behind his WrestleMania 3 run and his post-WrestleMania 3 run at the latter part of the year. I think he's gone, though, before we get to the Survivor Series, so he's not here that much longer. Tito Santana hits a couple of head scissors before Billy Jack Haynes nails the full Nelson and gets the victory. Then we move to more towards the close of the show. Brutus Beefcake defeating Tim Patterson via submission with a sleeper at 240. Beefcake doing the barber gimmick at this point. Kind of moving into that in a way that makes sense for him and is, he's satisfied. Also, before we get there, though, we see Killer Khan in front of a fire doing some sort of ancient ritual and kind of getting ready for Hulk Hogan, getting ready for competition and, seeing things as they are. Beefcake, though, hits a bunch of punches, kicks, high knees, and the like, and ultimately Demolition promises to get even. We see promises of Jake Roberts and Honky Tonk Man going at it with each other throughout the summer, and Demolition promising to be your next tag team champions. We'll close there, and we'll be back with more right after this.